We're coming to you from the South African Breweries World of Beer in Newtown, Johannesburg. Welcome to this Art Bulletin and thank you very much for staying with us. Time is running out for fashion designers to register for this year's Apparel Expo. The expo gives fashion designers the opportunity to sell and showcase their brands to the masses.
We're looking for designers that are registered with CIPRO, who have tax clearance certificate, who are already operating concerning registration, but they are not yet big. So that we can be able to help them after the event, because this time around we have one of the DTI agencies. We have Cedar Enterprise. So Cedar Enterprise, what it's doing is that for them coming on board, they're trying to assist them after the event so that they can help them concerning websites, funding, business advices, all those things.
Traditional music and funding in the arts came under the spotlight at the Standard Bank Joy of Jazz Colloquium held in Rosebank earlier this week. Heritage Council CEO Advocate Sonabile Manqotshwa, together with former Gallo CEO Ivo Habega, formed part of that panel discussion.
Our funding model, I think, needs to be interrogated. At the moment, you have different institutions that are involved with funding of our music. But I also think that one of the challenges is that these are bits and pieces, pockets of funding. We can attempt the Heritage Council, for instance, but you cannot meet all. Arts Council, National Arts Council, you can attempt, but you cannot meet all. Because out of 20 priorities that DTI has, I think the arts and heritage may be priority number 20, even if 21. And I think we've made this submission as well to say that perhaps we can think about the Swedish model. That money goes to funding bodies.
Female poets will take to the stage in Pro-M's poetry event taking place in Pimville, Soweto tomorrow evening. The event is aimed at celebrating women wordsmiths and will showcase new talent. It's titled Kool-Aid in a Jam Jar.
Poem poetry is a movement of artists. It's actually a compilation of different genres of arts, just a movement which is for transformation and building the community. I'm so excited about tomorrow's event because it's going to be an all-female show. We'll be supported by the male. We're not like sidelining the guys anyhow. We'll be having a lot of female unknown poets who have been there for long, but just that they didn't get the recognition that they deserve. We'll be having singers too. We'll be having also an MC, a female rap artist coming through. So it's a very intimate, deep poetry session.
Tonight, Empress Palace will come haute couture alive when the 19th SAFTA Vugani Fashion Awards take over. With 15 fashion designers vying for the title, Vugani hosted workshops on Thursday and yesterday, leading up to today's fashion show and award ceremony.
Vugani Fashion Awards actually are only for those that are upcoming and those that have not yet got an exposure into the mainstream of the economy. It is only to help and assist those that are in the developmental sector of the market. We are only looking at bridging the gap between the industry and also the institutions of learning, giving people the finished product so that they can understand how then they can market themselves out there.
In 2008, we were introduced to a local Afrikaans film titled Bakgat, which left many in stitches and asking for more. And that's exactly what they got in 2010. This week, Bakgat 3 premiered in Johannesburg before heading to Cape Town for its launch next Thursday.
A lot of the things that they liked from the first movie. It's very funny, okay? It's got a huge heart. There's the things that happen between the two lead characters. I think the audience will be very involved with that. The other fun part was going to London and shooting there. That was quite an experience for us. It was a small section of the cast and crew that went that side. And we were quite what you call like a skeleton crew, and we had to shoot kind of guerrilla style and run into the underground and film before we get caught and that kind of thing. That was a lot of fun. The movie's releasing on the 16th of September.
Poetry will meet comedy and maskandi today at the Playhouse in Durban. This as the Umkhosi Wezinkondlo Zama-Africa Poetry Festival honors the people's poet.
He started writing poetry in 1980, and he played a critical role in promoting and preserving poetry. He also contributed a lot in the struggle against apartheid. You know, he was tortured by the then government, and he was jailed and tortured. His house in Soweto was bombed by the apartheid regime, and yet he continued to write poetry, you know, that challenged the then government. So we felt as poets that there's a great need for us to celebrate and honor him.
The annual AFDA Postgraduate Documentary Film Festival will showcase 50 new films by third and fourth year students. The Giant, which is a documentary that follows the life of writer, actor and director Themba Ntuli, will be screening today.
The most important thing we set out when we started planning for the documentary was that even in pre-prod, even in development actually, was that we don't want people to feel sorry for Themba whatsoever, because he doesn't feel sorry for himself. You must walk out of it either laughing or something must have changed in your mind, and you must want to almost strive to achieve as much as Themba's achieved at 22 years of age. Besides his size, for his age, he's achieved much more than I have. He's achieved much more than other people have, you know. So I hope it instills a sense of ambition in people.
From SAB's World of Beer out in Newtown, Johannesburg, that's all the art news we have for you this morning. Do remember you can keep in touch with us by emailing us, liking us on Facebook or following us on Twitter. Until tomorrow morning, it's a goodbye from us.